Well, I'm back. Anyway, hey, welcome to the All Over Overland show here on Overland Radio. And yes, I am back from about a month, I think. So, should be a pretty interesting show tonight. We're going to discuss a little bit about the trip I was on and some other things that have been going on in and around the industry, I guess, if you will. We'll talk a little bit about the outdoor retailer show and some other stuff. But before we do that, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Overland Attic, Nixa, Missouri, Midland Radios, the Overland Essentials in Lenexa, Kansas, CBI Off-Road, Prince Design Studio, and also our supporters, Onyx Maps, Zero Breeze, Step 22 Gear, Pale Blue Batteries, and Red Arc. So be sure to visit these companies or websites and show them your support, if you would, please. Also, take a moment and go ahead and share this broadcast on all your social media right now. Make sure you follow us, and you can also send a text radio, just radio, to 833-352-0272, and we'll add you to our text alert system so that every time we go live or if something's going on, you'll get a text message. So tonight's show, let's get old Michael in here real quick. See what we got going on tonight. Michael's got a bunch of questions. I refuse to answer anything about what I've been doing, and we're just saving it for the show.
What's up, man?
Hey, I am back.
You're back.
But
I feel like I need to tell you, welcome back to the All Over Overland show. And everybody out there, thank you for plugging in. Like you said, go share it, go do all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
It's been like 4 weeks.
I'm only going to be here for a week. Then I'm off
again.
And
then you're gone again. Lee's summer life.
Yep. That's about it.
Yep.
So anyway, so how the heck have you been? Okay, so just so everybody knows, Michael and I've only got a chance to talk briefly right before the show.
Yeah.
We have literally not had any conversations for the most part, more than a text exchange since I left, because I've been in places where, one, I was meeting myself coming and going, or two, I didn't have any cell service. So we haven't even had a chance to catch up.
You left the week I was on COVID.
Yeah, then you were on COVID.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Die, dude. Not really, but it was pretty.
You felt like it, though.
The coffin was what gotcha.
That stuff is, yeah. And they say once it sets in, it's hard to get rid of it.
Well, and it's once you start coughing, like you think like, oh, I think I can get that. Like a little cough, I can get that. And then you're coughing for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps going.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah. I totally get it. Lester says that the text works, so I'm glad to know that. Hopefully, I got my text that said we were going live.
I got mine.
Sweet.
So, Skip, how's Brenda? How's she's doing?
That's what I was just about to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how we want to know how she's doing.
Yeah.
And then while he's typing that in, Lee, it's been the hardest thing about this whole you've been gone deal and not being able to talk to you?
Doing the show by yourself.
No. No. Did you see Top Gun yet?
I haven't.
What?
Okay, let me explain. My oldest daughter.
I thought that was the whole reason for the trip.
No. I didn't even get close to Utah. That's this next trip coming up. My oldest daughter and I have a pact that neither one of us are going to go see Top Gun until I get to Utah.
I thought you were going to see her this trip.
No, not this trip.
You have to, dude.
I know, and everybody's talking about it. I'm like, no.
Dude, it's. I told Sarah, because I saw it with my dad. I told Sarah, I said, it may be the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. I heard too that it doesn't cater to the woke crowd. So
no.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, and what the great thing is, they don't even talk about politics.
That's perfect. That's the kind of movie I want.
It's just what it is.
Yeah,
the movie is what it is. This is we introduce the lead. We have an issue that needs to be resolved. There's a struggle to resolve said issue. There's a crazy thing that happens when you're trying to resolve it's like that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's the way it should be.
All right, do us a favor, everybody. Go out and share this thing on social media for us, man. We'd really appreciate it. So since I've been gone, oh, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here you go. We're fixing to get copyright strikes because Michael's. No, I'm just kidding. What have you done? Where have you been?
Where have I been, dude? All I've been doing is working.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I mean, okay, so I was off for that week of COVID. That sucked. And then the next week I was still having a hard time breathing. And even now, like, dude, I lose my breath. Like, I think I'm in for the long haul. COVID. Hey, Ryan, how's Yellowstone doing? He's down. He's up there.
Lester says Brenda had 17 staples out, 30 to go. Thanks for asking. Dude, I mean, I'm telling you something. That lady, she must be just tough as nails. One, she's married to Lester, for God's sake. And then two, to have this surgery. I mean, man, I'll be glad when she's healed up. I just don't want her to throw her arm.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I just don't want her to throw her arm out, beating on Lester. No, beating him up.
Oh, well, there's that. Max says hi. Hi, Mac. I miss you guys.
Jared, hello. Thank you. Ryan says it's better.
Jared and Skip have posted video of the Sandy Sanders wildlife management area here in Oklahoma. And I just watched Skip's video from 2021. And it's just like a road video. Like it shows the trail, like it's connected to his windshield, whatever, and he's just going down the road. And I got to tell you, I've wanted to go back because part of the Oklahoma Adventure Trail goes through it. So I've done that part, but I didn't get a chance to explore. And I always in my head thought, this feels really big, like where the Sandy Saunders Park is.
Yeah.
It just felt big,
right?
And I knew that we didn't even touch exploring it. But I want to go back, and then after seeing some of the stuff that Grant's done, some of the stuff, or Jared's done, some of the stuff that Skip just put out, dude, I'm itching. I'm gonna
go. He says he's ready to go back to Sandy too. Mm-hmm. Wait, what's this? My next two Oklahoma backroad discovery routes are in that area and include Sandy. Oh, okay, cool. So Jared's got that going. Yeah. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel. He's got a YouTube channel. Ain't gonna lie, you might as well plug it, Jared, because I can't remember what it is. I'm horrible at that yet.
It's all those gummies. It's all those gummies.
It's all those gummies. I did get gummies.
We talk about a large part of Yellowstone is going to be open in 2 weeks, but limited number. I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, that's like we said earlier. Think about this. You brought this up. What about all those other places that are near Yellowstone are just getting inundated with people camping?
You know they're getting hammered.
Yeah.
So I mean, I bet some of the more trendy places that people are going to migrate to.
Yeah.
You know, Jackson Hole, the Tetons, you know, and then some people probably travel down to Colorado just thinking, let's just get away and just go do something.
Right.
But yeah, you're gonna. Ooh, okay. Another part of what I didn't mention to you in a second just hit my brain. Anyway, I'm going to write it down and remember it. But all those people, it's just going to get overrun and people's tempers are going to get flared up and it's just it could cause, I bet there's some problems. Oh, this is my camping spot, fool.
You know, people are probably in places that don't have like a first come first serve or reservations or whatever. They're in more of a dispersed area. You know, I hope not, but I foresee that, you know, some people start to encroach in on other people's space. And that's where you're going to see quite possibly some of that tensions, you know, start to rise. Cause everybody, you know, I mean, people want to get out and
it's not just a normal summer. It's summer where gas is $5 a gallon. So like you probably really heavily debated going on this trip anyway. And then you find out you pull up and park's closed.
Yeah. Well, did you see the numbers? I don't know if anybody else out there saw these, but let's, you know, for what it's worth, I think the parks like Yellowstone, even prior to this, said that their holiday kickoffs weekend was down like 33% over last year. So is it gas that's doing that, or Did people just
I
get
would think
through the whole
gas would
thing
be
and
that.
say, you know what, we did this while COVID was here. Now we're back into a routine. You know
You
what?
know, and I'm sure there's drop off from that,
Yeah.
but I would imagine that gas, because I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that we follow and that we talk to that are like, fuck it, I don't care what gas costs, I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
Well, happy for you. I'm not in that situation.
So what's everybody's thoughts? Do you think it's gas, or do you think it's it's because, they spent last
The
year out in
COVID the
yeah.
COVID thing is worn off.
Yeah. Which, I tend to think it's,
The economy. I mean, are
no,
we
I
tying
tend,
gas with the economy?
yeah, we could tie gas with that, but I tend to think it's more of the COVID thing. And here's why. I just spent this month on the road, and I'm telling you, man, there's people everywhere. So, Ashley says, "Oh, hey, Alex, glad to have you here." Ashley says she thinks it's gas prices. Ryan says on the north side of Yellowstone, I'm seeing campers every day running down the highway. Oh, okay. I mean, it's hard to say what caused those numbers to go down, but I'm gonna I'm just thinking it's more of the COVID thing. But that's me, and I was wrong one time before. At least I thought I was.
But I think that's where it's just a perfect storm of bad shit going on.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it's one of those things. So, I did want to say that I do think because of gas prices and because of the economy and if
Yeah,
this China stuff blows up or if something else happens, there's other things that have happened the last 24 hours. It's pretty kind of scary. But
yeah,
this summer may be the summer to repair and clean your gear.
yeah. Well,
It may be we're testing out the equipment. I've always said practice. This may be the year that you get in some good hard practice at opening and closing and setting up your whole camp area at your house.
yeah, you'd be doing a lot of parking lot tent camping. So
And really, it's kind of one of those things. If you're in one of those positions that you're not going to get to go camp out as much as you would like to because of gas prices, because of the economy, who knows
right.
what house prices are going to be at, because interest rates are going to start changing, and then renters,
Yep.
people that are renting, that's going to get crazy. All the stuff's going to get nuts. So
Yep.
if that's where you're at, I would highly recommend that you just go take a day and just go and set up your equipment, put it up, set it up, put it up.
Right.
And
Ryan's got a good point too. But Ryan's got a good point.
Huh?
Ryan has a good point. He says, I put
Ryan,
more on the park fees have truly increased over the last years. I didn't realize that. Did you, Michael, that the fees have increased?
I didn't know that. I mean, with the larger number of people, that's usually what happens, because
Yeah.
they have to try and make it to where it's not accessible to everybody. It sounds shitty.
It
But
does.
you have a number that you need to reach for maximum capacity.
It
And if
sounds
people
horrible.
are willing to pay double what a normal park pass is,
They'll
and
cut
they're
out
still
some of the
at
other
capacity,
people.
then that's what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Lester's great. You're going to have to camp closer to home. And Alex, funny thing, see, he said the same thing. We're still camping, just camp closer
Yeah,
than
just camp
the normal.
closer. Yeah, it's a great time to explore your area.
I'd like to say that, but it's not going to work for me because I'm leaving to go to Bend, Oregon.
It's just a rough life, dude.
Though, I got to be honest with you. I wish I had somebody to drive with me just to help break up the driving. I mean,
I'd love to sit in that vehicle,
but I get it.
So we talked about Top Gun. Tell me a little bit about your trip, man.
Well,
what'd you do? Where'd you go?
So we left early. Primarily, I mean, we weren't supposed to leave until about the 14th, but we ended up leaving like a week and a half earlier, because Felicia's grandmother passed away, and they live in Pueblo, Colorado. So we thought, hey, we got to go to Pueblo. Let's just load the Opus and we'll go up there and camp, and then we'll go ding dong around a little bit, some places, and then we'll go to the Opus rendezvous. And we did. So we went to Pueblo. We went to the Great Sand Dunes again. We went to Bishop's Castle. So for those of you who've never been to Bishop's Castle, it's just freaking cool as hell. That's my second trip. Then we went to Longmont, stayed with cousins. But while I was there, my buddy Levi got me registered for the Outdoor Retailer Show. Now, to get in this show, you got to be a retailer. You have to have, the whole retail license, blah, blah, blah. And so I went and spent 2 days walking around that thing. And of course, from what I understand, it was only about 1/3 its normal size. Anyway, I saw some really cool products, and I don't have time because I just got home literally a few hours ago. But by next Tuesday, I'm hoping that I'm going to gather some of this information and some of these new products and samples that I got, and I'm going to share them with you guys because some of this stuff is really, really neat. And I got, just, small samples of different things or small bits and whatever. Anyway, so that was a really good show. Had some, hung out with Levi and his family and then met people I knew. Oh, here's a funny one. Remember Chef Corsa? Or that was at the More Expo, the Chef Monty, or whatever. I'm walking through there and I'm like, "Hey, chef," and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And then I actually had a good conversation with him, and I mean, just he's a really nice guy,
funny dude.
Yeah, he's just super nice guy.
Yeah,
and so we talked to him for a few minutes, and then I met somebody now, and I have their card. I wish I had it, and they knew who we were, and I didn't know who they were. So I got a card. I got to find it. It's amongst all the shit I got. But anyway, they were a vendor there, and they're like, "Dude, we've heard of you."
And I'm like a vendor, like they sell shit.
Yeah, and I don't remember who it was now. But here's one for you though. Jetboil has this big booth in there. And so I go by and I said, "Hey man, when was the original Jetboil out? Like 2003?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, around 2003." And I said, "Dude, I still got my original OG Jetboil." And he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So the next morning I put it in my backpack and I haul it in there. And they're all standing around this big booth, this big Jetboil booth. And I pull that thing out and some guy spots it and he goes, "Holy shit, look at that." And they all just like whoosh over to me and they get their phones out and they start taking pictures of the Jetboil. Yeah. They're like, "Dude, this is only the second one we've ever seen." Cause these are all young people.
Yeah. No, I
bought this shit back when they were probably still in diapers.
Yeah.
And so they're all like, "Oh my God, we've only seen one of these. We have one at the main office at the headquarters, but we've never seen another one out.
One out in the field."
Yeah. And I'm like, and the guy goes, "Does it still light?" And I'm like, "Every freaking time it lights." Yeah. And I mean, they were comparing like the igniters and the fins on the bottom and how things have changed, and it was funny as hell. But anyway, so the Outdoor Retailer was great. And then from there, we went and did the Opus Rendezvous where we had 30 campers in Creede, Colorado.
30 campers?
30.
Is this the one where you did like it was the festival one, not like a trip?
It's not a trip. I rented out a ranch in Creede, and we just all, we base camp basically for 4 nights and 5 days and rode trails, all that kind of stuff. And the weather wreaked havoc on us the last half of it, so it kind of screwed some stuff up. But nonetheless, it was fantastic. We still had a great time. I mean, we had people that drove from Houston, from Wisconsin, Northern California, Southern California.
You really created something special.
It was freaking cool as hell. We just had, and then we had companies that sent us stuff. Big shout out to Geyser Showers, Midland Radios hooked us up with a bunch of handhelds. For those who weren't that didn't have radios to go out on their trail rides with. So, I mean, we had, handheld radios for, I think, everybody that went on each run. Kokopelli sent pack rafts for us to put out so we could go out to the lake. I mean, it was just Guzzle H2O sent us a filtration system to fill campers from the creek because we were all, lined up along the creek kind of. It was just, yeah. Listen, look at here. Lee has a nice tan. Let me explain that shit to you because at 9,000 feet, It's 80 degrees is the hottest, but the wind's blowing, so it feels like it's about 70 degrees, and you don't realize it, but you're getting smoked. Yeah. I mean, I was getting cooked. And so, but anyway, in the night times, man, dude, we were in hoodies and we had to have the heat on. It was in the 40s.
That's awesome.
2 nights ago, it was sleeting. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway,
well, you were in the hard sided, so you're good.
Yeah, I was in the OP15, so it was it was good. So
Canyonlands and Arches increased $5 in 4 years. Annual pass has remained the same for at least the last 6 years or so. As long as you get the annual,
still a good deal. Yeah,
and he would know. That man right there would know.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just a fun time. Creede, Colorado. If you've never been there, I can't stress enough how much you should go and see the place. It's a very small little town. I think there's 280 full-time residents there, year-round.
Were they the best Christian band ever?
Creed? What?
Creed. Were they the best Christian band ever?
I don't think so.
Highest paid?
Maybe. But anyway, it's just a neat place. I'll share some pictures here soon on our Facebook page and Instagram and all that. But yeah, it was a good time, man. 30 campers. I think we had just over 100 and I think it was 127 people.
Wow. Okay, so you're here for about a week and then you turn around and you go. What are you going to next? What's happening now?
Hold on a minute. I've been sitting all day, so my legs are falling asleep.
Not that show, man.
Yeah. So I leave in about a week and head to Bend, Oregon for Pacific Northwest on behalf of Opus. And from there, I'm going across Idaho, then over to Montana, then down Wyoming, and then eventually I'll end up back in Denver and Loveland for Mountain West, to which after that I'll probably come straight home.
Right on. I keep getting updates from Brenda. Brenda, I appreciate the updates. I'm doing a show right now. But I know how you're doing.
Skip said Creed was not a Christian band.
Yeah.
I think Michael was trying to be sarcastic, but anyway,
a
little bit. But anyway, so it was just a good time. I enjoyed Creed. That whole area through there.
How'd the truck do pulling the trailer?
So funny story about the truck and the trailer. When I picked that trailer up in Flagstaff, I came home getting about, what did I say, 18.1?
Something like that, yeah. Total.
17, 18, somewhere over.
It dropped off.
That was around.
Significantly, didn't it?
Let me tell you something. My wife freaking packs like oh my God, you'd have thought we were moving. Anyway, I got down to like 14.7. And I mean, that booger was heavy. And I'm not lying. When I say heavy, I mean like 7,000 pounds heavy. And, but that 4-cylinder diesel just shagged it all the way around. Anywhere I wanted to go with that thing, it went.
Really?
It hit everywhere I wanted to go. I don't think it ever hunted but one. No, I take that back. One time I went out of 8th to 7th gear and then down to 6th one time on one big pull. And that's coming across 160 out of just past Alamosa going towards Walsenburg. And there's a big, long hill climb.
So that's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's 16 miles to climb, I think. So she was kind of going, yeah. But I always made a point that before we did any long travel, I emptied the tanks, so we didn't have any fresh water. We didn't have any black, any gray water, no nothing. So it was cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Now I'm back and I got to unpack it.
So how long are you going to be gone this time?
Let's see. So I got to say 8th. I'll be back. I'll be gone all of July. I'll be gone the last part of June, all of July, and I should be back right around the 1st of August. I know. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I need a co-pilot.
Dude, I'd sign up. I'd be right there with you.
So anyway, that was the extent of it, man. I'm back. It was just me and Felicia and Amelia, and when we took off and went to Pueblo for the funeral, though, it was me, Felicia, Amelia, Jamie, our boy, and then her sister and her 2 kids were in Felicia's car, and it was a zoo with all the kids, man. You know, there's this thing about that sibling thing. God, Jesus, God, they fight like crazy. I mean, just anyway. I was like, yeah, that's why animals eat their young. I get it now.
Yeah, right.
Yep. So anyway, that's it, man. Well, on to bigger, better.
Okay. Well, maybe in the fall we'll camp.
Yes, because
you'll be gone until the fall.
Yeah, actually.
See, and then you're going again.
I can't remember, but I may have to leave and go to Expo East. I don't remember now. I got to look at the.
Are you going to Mountain West? Did you say that?
Yeah, I'll be at Mountain West.
That was fun.
You should come go to just drive up to that one, Michael. You can crash in the camper. I had that big Opus, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm not off on Fridays that week.
Well, don't you have COVID or something that week?
Right. I kind of feel like I should. I feel like I should for sure.
I got COVID.
So I think I have decided, and this so I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it. So I've got a new Instagram post that I'm sure drove some people crazy because the way I chose to do it. But it's about changing direction and with that going all over. We'll still right. Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. Hey, Chad, so I'm not going to die this time, Michael, or almost die.
Yeah, you did almost die. So anyway, it's changed direction and it has a few things. I'm going to be more intentional with how we go about doing this, how I approach the stuff that I do for the all over overland stuff. And also I think that I have had to change the direction for the type of suspension that I might have to just get myself involved in.
Do tell.
I think I've decided in my brain I'm going to do a Titan swap.
There you go. And I'm going to guess that this is Olivia that loves the Midland shirt.
That's right. Rocking it.
Yes. And we love our Midland radios too, don't we?
I've been watching.
They're so good.
Been watching a lot of videos, obviously, like we do. And with the whole idea that more and more people are getting involved in this, I think it comes to mind that a more capable setup might be the way to go.
Okay.
To get further. Because I think that I think unless there's a COVID drop-off, or something like that, there was a lot of people buying a bunch of shit for a long time.
There was.
Even if half of those extra people stay on top of who all was doing it before, that's just a lot of people, dude.
I agree.
So it may make sense to have a vehicle that's more capable. I mean, I think the idea that we always had was 31s, 33s. You're fine.
Right.
I think it's changing. I think that overlanding is going to get more technical in the next couple of years as far as the trails that people go on, because I think the weight of the stuff that we put on our vehicle and the flexibility of some of the gear that we're going to use is going to be in such a way that we're going to be able to have rigs that can maneuver more technical terrain.
Travis says you're going to put that thing on 40s, aren't you?
No. 35s would probably be all I do.
I don't know that.
The only thing that keeps me like, and even then I'm still kind of like, dude, the gas mileage is so shitty already.
It is. I mean, it's, I mean, I get that, but I don't know. It's hard to say because
that's where I'm at. Change direction, go all over.
Well, there you go then.
Anyway, that was really I was just doing a marketing kind of thing for the All Over Overland page. So we'll see how that works.
Go explore until it's quiet and then go some more. I like that.
Yep.
I do. I like that.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's half after the hour. And what do you say we make sure that
here's what I love the most. I love the most that people are going to look at that for the first time and they're going to be like, this is a group of sophisticated, like higher end, like something's happening here. And then we come on and we're like, fucking A, man, dude, I really thought that maybe Tread Lightly had found you and kidnapped you and done things to you.
All right, let's explain this.
You were like MIA for a while.
Right. So Michael sends me a text. My damn phone here. I'm going to read this to y'all. So Michael sends me a text, and this is what it says. It says, "Are you alive? Are we still friends? Did you win the lottery, or has Tread Lightly found you and made you disappear?"
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I detest Tread Lightly.
It's with a passion, man.
I mean, and it's not the principle. So let's make sure that we're clear before everybody gets all wound up about it. I believe in the principles that they teach. I just don't like
he wants to trash it.
Not for profits that take all your damn money and they pay a group of overpaid, whatever you want to call them, and you don't really get a whole lot in return. Now, that said, they still do events, and I know that they still give back to the community.
No, what they do is they talk to other companies to give you a discount on stuff that you're going to buy as long as you say that you're part of Tread Lightly.
Yeah.
So they're not really like these. You're not getting anything from Tread Lightly. You're getting something through maybe Tread Lightly because of these other sponsorships that they have. But
the argument
all sleazy.
The argument is this. And I say this all the time. Common sense is like gone by the wayside. But what Tread Lightly teaches you is really common sense. I mean, if you think about it, go look at their principles and read them. It's common sense. The problem is that they get to capitalize off a bunch of idiots. And I say bunch, the few idiots that just don't get it. So, that's, you want to spend your money somewhere, go spend it with a brick and mortar store like the Overland Essentials or Overland Attic, or go spend it with a company that gives a lot of stuff back like Midland Radios or Step 22 Gear that gives back into the, the 1%. Do that. Screw Tread Lightly. All right. Anyway, I'm done.
And City Adventure. Hello, how's it going?
Hey.
You just got Lee riled up on some Tread Lightly nonsense.
Yeah. One of these days they're probably going to find me out on the trail, and I may actually just disappear. But I won't.
They were like at the More Expo 2 years ago, and they were like, "We want to talk to you guys," and then we never even saw them, dude.
Yeah,
I don't even remember them being there.
Yeah. Well, It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't hate them. I just, there's that. Anyway, like I said, you want to go support somebody that gives back, do your Overland Addicts or your Midland Radios or your Step 22 Gears. Those guys give it back.
Right on. Do it. Yeah. Hey, did you see that our knives were in the top like 5 Father's Day gift ideas for
Yes, people? I did. And have you read the story behind them? The lady and her husband. I mean,
oh, dude, it's been a while, but yeah.
Oh gosh, it was just on Instagram the other day, So go find Messermeister knives and go read the story about this lady and how, I mean, she's, they started this company and I mean, she won. I don't know if you win. Anyway, she had the opportunity that what they like to call the elite school, the cordon bleu, whatever they call it.
Ooh, I like a chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah, the school anyway adopted all their knives into their program. Well, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
and so I think it's neat to see somebody take something that they put their heart and soul into, and it ends up rewarding them.
Well, hey, Nathan, they're made in the quality.
There's Nathan now. Nathan doesn't get in here very often, or if he does, he doesn't tell us, and he's like stalking us from the back, But Nathan, let's focus on Nathan for a second. Nathan Anderson Photography. Go check out his website. So Nathan, I don't think Nathan was always a photographer, was he? Or did he just have the desire and passion that he wanted to get into photography?
I mean, it's not what he's done as a profession.
No, but man, he has come
a job, I believe.
Yeah, he's come a long way, man. His stuff is looking good. Now, he has a really different style. Everything is, I think, is somewhat along the same lines in style. And when I mean style, you know how you have filters in Instagram and things like that. Nathan uses a lot of those consistency. So
he started 3 years ago.
Yeah, so he's come a long way.
Here's what I think Nathan's able to capture. And this is a big deal because I'm a photographer. I'm a little bit of a photographer snob. But Nathan, I think, is able to capture it in the image of the way I remember it. Does that make sense?
Sure. So your vision of what you saw and embedded in your mind is what he is putting out there. The
picture makes me feel like that's the way it really, like, because, and I know it sounds weird to say, but like it makes me feel it, it makes me smell it, makes me all those things. Where if it's just a regular photograph, I'm just like, okay,
right,
photograph. But in the photography side of it, and I'm probably a little different because of my profession and what I've done most of my life is photography. But it really conveys the moment. Let's put it that way. His photography really conveys the moment. I feel like I'm in that moment when I see the picture.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, we hired him to take pictures for us at the Moore Expo.
Yeah, did a great job.
I just told him, I said, I don't want any poses. I don't want us to know you're taking for pictures. I want everything captured in the moment, raw, whatever we're doing. And I think he came through and
geographing it. Almost.
Yeah, and I didn't want Michael and I going, geez, and doing the pose or whatever. But yeah, it was he did.
Dude, you've earned the kind words. You're doing really good on the photography.
Yeah, you did really good.
Yep, I'm impressed. So yeah, I still haven't put the fridge in. Dude, it's been 100 degrees.
I didn't tell you, but I took the Alucab off the truck.
No, you told me you were going
to. So I guess I did then. I took the Alucab off. It's sitting at Kubiak's shop.
Oh, yeah.
And he put it on his Toyota to see if it fit, and it fit nice.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Did he buy it?
No, he just doesn't have the little fitment kit in the back, but I left it there so he could use it to design new parts and pieces because we have the one new Molly panel design for the doors and so I was like, hey man, here's a bunch of ideas, so I left it there for that. So he's gonna have it. Damn, I hope it ain't too much in his way, but he's probably gonna have enough for another month and a half or two at least. So yeah, let's see what Travis says here. In the Ranger world, we always called it sense of place. Make people feel like they're there. Those who can nail it down are few and far between. It's an art, man. Okay, sense of place. Yeah, I get that. That makes perfect sense. So when what Michael's saying is when Nathan takes these pictures, you feel like you're there or you've been there and you immediately resonate with the photo. I think it's fair.
It's more than just looking like what the image was.
Right. You feel like you're back there.
if you were there, it brings back all of that stuff. And even just looking at it, I think he still is able to tap into, do you feel like you're included in that picture? That's part of it. You feel like you're included in that picture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Nathan started writing some stories here lately, which I don't know if anybody, I mean, if you haven't, go on Facebook and read his stories. I think he posts them on his page or Natural State or Overland or some of them. Anyway, he's writing these good, like, mini stories. Yeah, see, Jared just said, yeah, his stories are really, they're good reads. They're not blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? They're good reads. In other words, I read them all, and I have the attention span of a gnat, but I do read them. So, I mean, I have horrible ADHD that I'm like all over the place, but they are good, and he's doing real well with that. So we're happy for him.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see. I mean, I don't really have. There's not been a lot going on.
Man, I've been so out of I will say this, at Expo West, and between Expo West and the Outdoor Retailer Show, I made a lot of really good contacts, and there are going to be some cool, very interesting people that are going to join us on the show.
Right on.
In the future. Some of them are people in the industry who created a product or built a brand. Some of them are people who have a company that has been handed down generation after generation. And a few of them are even, people who not necessarily, they're product experts, might be or I don't even know if influencer would be they're just, a product expert. So, there's some, so anyway, I got a bunch of them. I got to get them all together and send them emails out so they can start scheduling.
Right on.
But I am going to tell you, there's one here. Let's see if I can find it. So this guy doesn't know it yet, but we're going to hijack him for a show soon. So if any of you guys happen to know Andy from Warren, he does a lot of time co-hosts the Monday night off-road podcast show that we air here. But I'm going to hijack him with Michael and I one night and let him co-host. As a matter of fact, I might actually hijack him and I may bail out and let him and Michael just do it.
Let's go at it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Andy and his wife, Mercedes, are some of the coolest folks you'll ever meet, and produce or put out some of the best articles I think you'll read. So anyway, other than that, man, I don't have a whole lot left because I just got home a few hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I haven't really done anything to the truck lately. I haven't gone on any trips lately.
But what I did have when I got home was, before I left, I placed an order.
And
it came in. The new Step 22 pack things. When I was at Expo West, I was going to buy them, and he was out. So I had to order them online. And these are the, what do you call these things? They're like the little pack bags. These fit inside the Stingray.
Gotcha. I don't know that I'm familiar with those.
It's a new one. They're really neat. But yeah, I was when I was at Expo West, I was wanting to buy some, but he was out of them, so I had to wait till afterwards.
Dude, he just sells that stuff like crazy.
There's a zoo. I mean, a zoo at that place. Every time he sets up, even before he got everything set up, people were standing there going, "Hey man, you got any of these?" It's like a drug dealer.
But yeah, I mean, it's good stuff.
Packing cubes. That's exactly what they are, Alex.
Yes.
Go. Thank you. Alex, did you go buy some from Step 22 Gear? I'd be curious to know. And for those of you who haven't, you better go check it out, because it's probably the coolest gear.
Which means they're probably already out.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, hey man, I say let's just kind of wrap it up. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot left to discuss. I mean, I've been busy at work, so I haven't even researched a ton of stuff. We talked about Yellowstone. We talked about the change direction, your trip, Top Gun. You haven't seen it, so we didn't get. I was expecting 5-10 minutes on Top Gun.
No, I gotta wait for my daughter. I promised her that I wouldn't see it until she and I could go see it together because she's a Top Gun nut like I am, and I started her watching Top Gun when she was like 3.
It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Don't forget to text radio to 833-352-0272. You can get on our text message notifications, not only for when we go live, but when, Michael does something dumb, I'll text it out too. Or
it's going to happen.
I'm not texting anybody if I do anything dumb, but
we just hope someone else is catching video.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm good. From our buddy Chris.
Yeah, do that. We talked about Sandy Sanders Wildlife Management Area, and I think that I think it's talking about traveling closer to home. I think I'm gonna start hitting a few of those and checking.
I think it's a good idea.
And we talked about how it's hot, just clean your gear, practice setting it up, all that kind of stuff. And then Badass Burnett. Did we mention this on the show, or was it just you?
Oh, no, you and I were talking about it. Tell everybody.
So Badass Burnett, love her to death. She was on the show's called Tiny Home Tours. They have 1.03 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be huge for her. But what I'd like everybody to do is so the Tiny Home Tour, they take somebody that lives out of their, usually it's a tiny home that you pull behind the truck that they had built, and every once in a while it's something, like a Sun Raider or something like that. So they did one on her with her Tacoma and her camper. She's got, what is it, the Vagabond?
I think it is it. Yeah. I think
the Vagabond, which is super stupid cool. I really like it. And they did a whole interview with her. So go check it out and go like that, share, show some love, in the Overland community. It's kind of a big deal for somebody to get asked to be on that. And it's going to probably grow her reach exponentially. I mean, it's going to be crazy because she's just kind of awesome. She's badass.
I agree.
So anyway, go do that. Again, go and check out all of our socials, the Overland Radio. Just go to everything but TikTok on that, and you will see it. And then what is the show? The show is Tiny Home Tours on YouTube. So It's a YouTube show, Tiny Home Tours. And then All Over Overland is on all of the things.
Yes. But Overland Radio is not on TikTok.
No, it's not.
I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Be a good place to put our little stupid,
All right, I'll create it. You manage it. How about that? Okay, maybe not. All right, good night, everybody.
Hey, thank you for, Lee. Glad you're back safe. Thanks for pushing all the buttons and do all the things that you do to make this work. I really do appreciate it. Everybody out there listening and watching, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate each and every one.
Share it. Tell people about it. Do all that kind of stuff for us. We really appreciate it. Whatever you do, make sure that you go all over.